Hey, what's going on, Little Rose Mystic, darling? How you doing? Been all right down there? I'm doing pretty good over here. The sun out is a beautiful day. Everything just awesome. Had to call and talk a little trash. What's up, my Aisha? Indigo blue, what it is? Beautiful Sunday, beautiful, beautiful. Well, I just got a haircut, so hey, everybody. God damn. Well, everybody, I want to talk about this whole segregation thing, and on a physical level, on a physical level, 3D level, I think segregation is going to be pretty good. Uh, Separatism, all that, I think it's going to be pretty good. It's going to force a lot of minorities to come together to get their own group form, that type of thing. But I wouldn't be a good spiritualist if I wouldn't come in swinging and say that, if they want to roll back segregation and they want to make things separate, and although it's a minute thing, they ain't putting no white only fountains, black only fountains, no black bathroom, white bathroom. They not doing that yet. But if the policies come up and before I get started, let me say that Donald Trump is not the bad is not the I ain't gonna say the bad guy because he is the bad guy in so many words, but Donald Trump is not telling each state what to do with the policies he's putting in place. I can say it like that. He's not telling Florida, Georgia, Carolinas, Tennessee, Mississippi. He's not telling those leaders, those governors, those senators of the states to how to govern the policies, how to interpret it. Those are from your local state senators, whatever you call them, people in that political realm. So that being said, this is the time for the minority people to really start coming together for themselves, to start thinking for themselves and start doing for themselves again. Now we're all game with restaurants, separating from bathrooms, separating from bars, places of business, and stuff. We all heavy with that, and it's okay. But have you ever thought about getting separation from the mindset of an American minority person? Let me help you out here. Black people are 100% on the whole terminology that, okay, yeah, we want our own businesses, we want our own stores, we want our own schools, we want our own everything, everything, everything. But not once did they say we want our own religions. We want real freedom to practice our own spirituality. You know, if you're Santeria, if you're Ifa, if you're Voodoo, all that type of stuff. We're so gun ho to separate from the white man when it comes to the dollar bill, to which money is printed, money is fabricated. We can live good with barter and trade. But we have yet, as a black community, to say, well, I want to separate myself from church. I want to separate myself from the black leaders that believe in Christianity, for the black leaders that believe in Islam, for the black leaders that believe in this right here. We're so gun ho and so up and on, whether you like it or you don't like it, about separating on at a food fucking counter, back of the bus type shit, Rosa Parks. We so gun ho for that energy, but not one time are we divesting our connection to our oppressor in our brain. We're still gonna praise Jesus Christ, that Bible, that book. We're still gonna sit up there and praise Islam, an outside teaching from what we normally would profess. That's a derivative of Christianity, Judeo Christianity, all of that stuff there. We're not going to sit up there and go back to nature, Mother Earth, spirituality, grounding, and all that stuff there. Hell, let's take it a little step further. We're not even going to get into the Tartarian style of energy manipulation and gravity hold. We're not going to get into crystals and stone. So my interpretation of segregation and all that black and white and separation and all that stuff there, it ain't worth the hill of beans to a minority community if we're not practicing our own spirituality. If we're not taking it back to the motherland where we come from, the motherland to where our energy is, where our ancestors are laid and died at, you know, we just we just a dollar bill. We just directed our black dollars to go into a whole nother pot, a whole nother trust, and then at the same time, those black dollars from our black leaders who haven't separate spiritually or mentally from the colonizing energy will spend all of our accumulated black dollars with them. I'll say it again. If you want to seriously separate and you want to be okay with this DEI rollback, with this all these other laws that this man is rolling back, making this a predominantly white man society here in America, you all should really think about starting your own religion or bringing your religion to the main state. The one thing I like about the EFA community and the EFA spiritual system, them boys and ladies took they shit to the Supreme Court and made it constitutional, legally bound that Yoruba is a tradition, a religion, and all that stuff. I don't know the details. It was I heard it was in the 90s. They took it to the Supreme Court and made that a staple religion, a staple faith-based system, right? Now they got a foothold. They can't we can wear the Alikis. We can do this shit right here. Why haven't Voodoo done the same thing? Why haven't Brujeria done the same thing? Why haven't these Wiccan people done the same thing? Black Wiccans. You see, the Nigerians have a foothold in America 100% because they legitimize their spiritual system. So black people, brown people, whatever you want to call yourself, minority, if we're going to separate, we're going to separate right. Just don't take our dollars and spend them in our own community. That's one aspect. How about we get our own spiritual system? How about we get our own churches? Because all the money we donate from tithes and offering, that goes back to the government. That goes back to the white man, so to speak. We can't sit up there and gather in a tent without a legal permit. Then how about we start coming up with a real spiritual system of stones and crystals, Southern folk magic, whatever you want to call it. Come up with a real spiritual system, get laws, bylaws, all that type of stuff up in there. And then once you get that, then you start the whole separation, because our mind is still poison. It's gonna be some backstabbing ass knucklehead when segregation come about and they try to put everybody back in chains, when they try to sit up there and make everybody drink from this fountain and that fountain, when all that you can't go to this place. It's gonna be one of these old turncoat ass Negroes, niggerettes, whatever you want to call them, and they're gonna sit up there and side with that shit because it's a mind sickness of spirituality. We can sit up there and say, oh, we black, it's our skin, we proud. We can wear our color, the hue in our skin like a badge of honor. But once you get your ass up there and you haven't divested from their gods, their deities, their way of teaching, their thinking, you're gonna forever be trapped in the slave mentality, people. So then you're gonna be more compromising to get that whip on your ass. Oh, we got guns now. We got young niggas. We got YNs and all that shit. They gonna protect us? No, because the YNs are too integrated into the systems right now. The YNs are too integrated into the money flow aspect of it. They're not into the spiritual system. And I'm telling you, the only way a separation gonna work if we divest ourselves totally 100% for whatever spiritual system the white man has plagued our foundational black asses with. If you're gonna be a foundational black American and you wanna okay with segregation, then inside that foundational black American system, come up with a spiritual system to which we can all agree on. We ain't never gonna have one leader within the black community in America. It is what it is. We're too selfish and we've been programmed to be too idiotic and too white man driven. But if we come up with a spiritual system and we get some damn laws, bylaws, guidelines, rules to the bitch, and we take it to the Supreme Court and we say for foundational black American, Native American, Indian, whatever the fuck you calling yourself nowadays, I can't keep up. Black people, Whatever you do, if you go there and you have a spiritual system tied to it, then you can become legitimate. You think the Jews have much power they have because they Jewish, because they came from Judeo land? No, they have it because the Jews is a spiritual system. You think Islam have the power they have? They have it because it's a spiritual system attached to it. What about the Sikhs? You think the Sikhs, a small community here in America, you think they have their foothold in everything because they are or brown people? No, because they have a spiritual system attached to their name. And I'm surprised your leaders ain't telling us this, black people. If we want to truly capitalize off of this segregation energy, we need to come up with a wholesome, down home spiritual system we can all agree on. Get rid of Christianity, get rid of Islam, get rid of Buddhism, get rid of all that shit out of the foundational black community here in America, and come up with a spiritual system that we can hang our hat on. The Nigerians got us beat on this shit because they legitimized the Ifa Yoruba tradition. Voodoo haven't even legitimized it because of the negative taint that people have on it. So they they can jump leaps ahead of us. But if they legitimize that and make that a spiritual practice from an island, from, man, I'm telling you, boy, that would be some heavy duty, awesome stuff. They can legitimize their shit. So I'm talking. Let me put it in simple plain. Foundational black Americans, black people all together in America, however you identify yourself. The only way we're gonna get true liberty in this goddamn country if we fall under a religious banner, a religious doctrine. Let me say it again. If we fall under a religious or a spiritual doctrine to which we take it to the Supreme Court, we get it recognized and all that stuff and make it legitimate, even if we got to pay taxes on it. It is what it is. The tax man get their money. This is what we should be doing, people. But a lot of us, we're too busy caught up in the Christianity sect of it. We caught up in the Islamic sect of it. We caught up in the goddamn Buddhist, any other damn thing, we're sect of it, which we're splitting our collective spiritual powers. Hell, we'll go out there and fight for a pastor to sit up there every Sunday and talk about homosexuals in the church versus sitting up there saying, well, goddamn it, we need what we need in our black community and we need to come up with something. If you want to adopt the gods of the religion, it can be done too. If you want Jesus to still be the mainframe of yours, you write that motherfucking policy like, in this policy, we can adopt any deity that we choose to have faith in, but long as we keep a little bit of black aspect to it. Now there was one guy tried to do it. I don't know his name, but I know the spiritual system. 1960 something, Kwanzaa came about. So when Kwanzaa came about, all the black people wanted to get in Kwanzaa. If we would have followed that Kwanzaa movement, we could have had a spiritual system to which all foundational black Americans could gain behind and become legitimate. Because the last thing America want to do is prosecute a bitch due to their spirituality. They can prosecute you due to your culture, your heritage, and your color, but they cannot touch that religious document, that religious doctrine. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. If we would have adopted Kwanzaa and made that a national thing and got behind that, black people could have been free. Let me back up out of that shit, because guess what? I found out, the man who invented Kwanzaa, he did some bad things to people. But nobody talk about the Christian Crusades, and nobody hold Jesus Christ accountable for him or the popes and shit for allowing them to do whatever they had to do when it came to the crusade, getting Christianity on point. Nobody looked at the background of everybody who was going to who colonizing these countries speaking Christianity. But y'all would tear down somebody who started a black religion with everything involved, bylaws, guidelines, times and dates, structure, infrastructure. Y'all will demonize him due to the turncoats and the traitors within our black community, demonizing him, bringing his dirt to it. Then they want to go out there, in which I don't follow these people personally. Uh, this Malachi York fella, they would go up there and they would demonize him. He was a good teacher. Now they demon that Rashad Jamal fella, for his misdeeds. We don't know what happened to these people. We don't know what the hell went on with these people. You know what I'm saying? But we just believe in the headlines and stuff. So now we got to tear it down. But y'all here with giving proof of what the Catholics are doing. Y'all still rally behind them. Y'all here giving proof what the Jews are doing. Y'all still rally behind them. Y'all hear what Islam is doing. Y'all hear what the Pope and all these other people are doing, and y'all rally behind them, and y'all still give your time, talent, and treasure to them. But one scandal from one black man who's trying to unite a people under a religious banner, no matter which religious figure that came before us and gonna come after us, we sit up here and we'll demonize them due to social media and shit, knowing that social media can be manipulated by any type of algorithm. I don't get it. I don't understand. When Kendrick Lamar made that song, They Not Like Us, everybody say, let's adopt that song as a black cultural foundational black rallying symbol. Let's adopt it as that. Then we adopt it, we use it as a goddamn war tool to beat up on every other race. Use it as hashtags and symbolism, right? That's what the fuck black foundational black Americans are, hashtag and symbolism, right? Fun, 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 love people. That should have been a wake-up call to say, hey, let's come up with a spiritual system that sticks. So what, you don't like the goddamn dude who created Kwanzaa? So what, he got charged with all type of bullshit. So, excuse me, so fucking what? Look past the man and look at the movement. We can look past every other white man that hung our ancestors, raped our women, and beat our ass. We can look past that and see good and all the shit he do and all the favor he bring. But one scandal from on one black or one or two black leaders in our community, we throw away the whole motherfucking movement. You see, this is a sickness. That's why I'm saying I don't give a fuck how much the government separate us. We're still gonna be tied to them via a sickness of acceptance, a sickness of tolerance, a sickness of we need them for something. They showing you that they really don't need our dollars. They showing you that they don't give a damn about our dollar. They showing you that they don't want to help us with all the policies and shit being passed. And the only thing my man Trump doing, he's signing a bill that it can be done by your local government and state. But you sit up there and demonize that man for doing what the fuck his job is. To shake up the goddamn black community, brown community, culturalistic community. Hell, to weed out the poor whites and shit, make this bitch rich and poor. But two things you gotta understand about that United States Constitution. There is always a separation of church and state. And if you fall under a religious organization or a religious sect, they cannot prosecute you heavy like that. That will be going against your spiritual belief. Remember the movie with Keanu Reeves, Delroy Lindo, and Al Pacino? Where he was the devil, and the man sat up there and done like this. Delroy Lindo was a voodoo priest, and they called him for sacrificing an animal, doing an Ebo, in the basement or something like that. Keanu Reeves, playing his attorney, goes up there and he presented, instead of Delroy Lindo in that movie, the devil's advocate, he was gonna get fucked over for animal cruelty. Then the only way he beat that was when he sat up there and say, "Do you know anything about kosher butcher?" Judge, the judge say, "I should know. I'm Jewish." So he say, "Well, how can you take away your religious ceremony of cultural butcher for your religion? This is the only way you can kill this animal, dispatch this animal, certain time of day, certain parts of the animal you need to consume. How is it okay for you to do it as a Jewish man, but it's not okay for this man that practiced voodoo and his spiritual belief to do it?" And the judge say, "Hey, bitch, that's a slippery slope." No, it's not a slippery slope. They showed you in that movie right there. Until foundational black Americans come up with their own spiritual system, we ain't gonna be shit in this country. We ain't gonna have a foothold in this damn country, people. Y'all paying attention to what I'm saying? So you tell all these Hotepian comedic teachings, all this spiritual bullshit that's going on, all this Anunnaki and jargon rhetoric and the Sarah's Bay type shit that's coming down, spacecrafts and shit, you tell them shut the fuck up, come to the table in a secret meeting or outward meeting, come up with a fucking religious energy, take your ass to the courthouse, to the Supreme Court, get it fucking lobbied in and get it fucking put on the books, go to court with your bylaws, your guidelines, and your rules, and have us come under that. And now, if every black person in America came under one religion, under one spiritual system that we all can agree on, let's encompass all of them. God damn it, ain't no way in hell they'll sit up here and touch us. Ain't no way in hell they'll kill us in the street, because you know what? You didn't kill a black man. You killed a You killed a folk magic practitioner. You didn't kill a black woman. You killed a folk magic practitioner. You didn't kill a regular Haitian man. You killed a voodoo practitioner. You see what I'm saying? So now, cops not killing regular people. They killing a religion. And you can't kill a religion because that is the separation of church and state. People, I may not be as elegant as some of these other YouTubers and entertainers when I talk my point, but the ones who get it, please get it. Look into this shit for yourself. Let me help you out again. I want to give you another thing. The reason why Ethiopia is so strong, I got three reasons, but I ain't gonna get into that now. But the reason why Ethiopians have such a strong foothold and they control their country, even being behind the times in the year, the reason why they did, because they did a religious energy behind it. Ethiopia is a religion and they have more religion, but at the end of the day, they're not a people. Ethiopians is a religion. This is why they got all their money from the Feed a Child network when I was growing up 30, 40, 50 years ago. Every Salad Struthers, everybody was saying send money to Africa, send money to Ethiopia. It was a billion other countries over there in Africa that needed help. But Ethiopia got all the motherfucking charity for over 15, 25 years to where they have a thriving infrastructure over there in their company. I mean, in their country. They did it under a religious doctrine. So the Ethiopian people are not just Ethiopian people. Ethiopians have a religious, a Judeo-Christian energy behind it. Keep in mind, the Ethiopian, he was the 13th warrior. See, but I could get into all that shit, but I'm not as articulate and sexified when I talk about it. Because I don't know, I really, it eludes me to sit up there and put it all in beautiful perspective like these people. I wish I had that talent, but I don't. I got a different one God gave me. But the Ethiopian people, they made their country a religious energy due to the 13th being the 13th warrior. It wasn't an Arab, it was an Ethiopian. And they say the Ethiopian was one of the wise men that rode with God, rode to see Jesus Christ when he was birthed. They wrote an Ethiopian into the Christian mythos. Now, black folks, I'm asking your ass right now, what the fuck you gonna do? Are you gonna let them write your ass out as just a nigga that needs to get their barbecue chicken from the back of the goddamn stove? Like them Appalachian black live in a black hollow? Or are we gonna sit our ass up there and tell all these so-called spiritual leaders, military tacticians that want our dollars and want our bodies on the front line? Are we gonna say, man, put the gun motherfucking down unless we need to bust a bitch ass up with it, and let's go to this table, use our collective brain and collective money to start a true spiritual system, get that bitch handled into the court of law, make it so, make it a living entity to which we all fall under that banner. Let me tell you something about the Moors, and I'm gonna close with this. Let me tell you something about the Moors people. People will look at the Moors and think the Moors is a people, a culture, a code. That's the biggest mistake you could think. Moor science is a religion. You fall under a religious doctrine. When you say you're Moor and you give up all your sovereign rights as all this shit right here, you fall under the doctrine of a Moor, making you a Moorish religious practitioner. The Moors adopted Islam secondary. But prior to them being a people, there was a religious movement. Why you think they call it Moorish science? See what I'm trying to, so I don't know if y'all getting it. And if y'all not getting what I'm saying, I do apologize. I'm passionate about my shit. Foundational black Americans, you ain't gonna be shit during this segregation time until you form a spiritual system around your movement. We can sit out there and march every day. We can sit out there and feed the homeless. We can sit out there and do everything. But until we come to the table and create a spiritual system to get behind our rally, to be protected under that spiritual banner, separation of church and state, we're gonna forever get knocked in our damn heads and forever be wasting money on shoes marching. They can't kill a Jew because Jews is not a people, they're a religious organization. They can't kill a Muslim because the Muslims fall under Islam, so they got certain right. They can't kill a Sikh because they fall under there. They can't Sharia law They got all this shit going on, and we the only ones dumb enough to think that Christianity is what we fall under. The same thing they gave us that didn't teach us shit, that had no power. We adopted Islam as a religious energy because we liked it, but at the end of the day, that still is a Middle Eastern Muslim movement. Granted, it doesn't trick around the world like every other religion, but black folks in America, what if we set our ass up here and say, as foundational black Americans, black people born in America, children of chattel slavery, let me debunk all that shit there. If we was to sit up here and say, okay, we're going to come together and we're going to have millions and millions of people say, yeah, sign a petition, yeah, this is the organization, the religions we want to go. You can have different sects in there. Think about Christianity. You got over 10,000 different Christian apostles, agape, you got all that shit there. Catholic, you got so many denominations of the shit. With black folks, I'm saying we need to just come up with a spiritual system to tether to our black freedom movement, to which the government can't touch. They can take our rights, but you can't take religious rights. No matter what that man signed in that bill, you're forever in America to practice the religion you want. And people, that's why they kicking our ass. The Indians, the Native American Indians, the squaws, they have a spiritual system. We don't got no name for the bit. But out of all those tribes, they got a spiritual system. This is why they was defeated in such a fashion, but they were put on reservation to retain their heritage, which is their spiritual system. Only thing we die and give away is our memories and thoughts of chattel slavery. Collard greens, pig feet, and neck bones. Our southern soul food cooking recipes. Those are products that can be bought, knowledge that can be learned. But where's our stake on our spirituality, our burial system? Everything need to be different, from the way we bury our dead, for the way we consecrate our fucking idol. Even the damn Bible need to be rewritten for foundational black Americans. Every religious book we ever read need to be thrown the fuck out. Foundational black American, and come up with something. That's the only way we're going to get a movement in this country, y'all. That's the only way we can get loans and laws and agree and undo red line via a religious movement. We doing it all wrong. They'll have us march. They'll have us beg. They'll have us cry. They kill our kids in the street. But you know what they ain't doing? They ain't killing no Jewish people in the motherfucking street. Because they backed by a fucking civil liberties union of goddamn religious folks. We can pay ourselves. We can pay our own churches. We kick all the Christian energy out of the black community that have done nothing but been motherfucking vices and bad energy towards every goddamn black community, and let us start coming up with spirituality, something we feel real comfortable about. They done demonized our ancestor worship. They done demonized the gods and the goddesses from Africa, to which we came from. I'm just saying, pay attention. People, that's why I can't take somebody like Dr. Umar serious. He'll sit up there and give you with these nice ass motherfucking words, black queen, black brothers, foundational this, foundational that. I can't take Tariq serious, because they know if a low intelligent bro like myself, so to speak, hint, can sit down and analyze what it's going to take for foundational black American to rise to the top, to be protected. We start our own spiritual system. It ain't about building no fucking school. It ain't about building no goddamn community. It ain't about supporting and buying black, because they get a material from the white man and from white stores and from Chinese and all that other shit. The way we're going to be protected in this community is to sit our ass up here and start a spiritual system, go to the goddamn Supreme Court, get that thing legitimized. They may have you sign 50,000 petition, a million petition. That's where the ground floor need to be. And once we come up with one with bylaws, guidelines, and rules, they adopt it. Now we can settle under that, and we can live under that. Because guess what? A religious energy could buy up a whole fucking community with the proceeds and move their people into it. So let me help you out again. Let's look at the Jehovah Witness people. Everybody want to run from the Jehovah Witness people, but they Jehovah Witness, they black, they white, they everything, but they fall under the religious doctrine of being a Jehovah Witness. They got industry, they got housing, they got factories where they build food and they make money. They Jehovah Witnesses support themselves. 7-Day Adventists support themselves. That's the form of Christianity, right? Why can't Foundational Black American come up with something like that? Something of our own creation. Hmm. It takes all PC to make it right. Teaching people how to be sovereign. God was sovereign. Being sovereign, you can never lose. The thing, so let me tell you about the thing about being sovereign, Ms. Brown. The thing about being sovereign, there's too far and too few people that can back us in a lobbying situation. See, I want to be president of the United States. So when I think politics, I think about all politics. So we want to sit around and call ourselves sovereign citizens, people of the Commonwealth, free this, free that. But how many lobbyists do we have to go up there to that Congress, to go up there to Washington, D.C.? How many lobbyists of sovereign citizens do we have to form sovereign citizens or sovereign's contract with the United States government once we become out there dangling on a string on our ass by ourselves? Granted, they can't hold us, they can't keep us, they can't do nothing to us. But shit, your ass gotta sit for 6 motherfucking weeks until a judge walk in and say, I don't want to hear this shit. It ain't worth my time. But that's 6 weeks of your life wasted. But if we sit up there and get lobbyists up there in the office that say, hey, I'm a sovereign, I want to do contract with you under this whole entire sovereign energy, and we fall under that docket number so we can operate and move in the United States with our own laws, bylaws, and things, then that's when we can sit up there and go hard at that sovereign shit. But I'm not going to be a hashtag on the internet. Oh, you can't pull me over because I'm driving without insurance. Then they lock my ass up, bust my window, wreck my shit. Because we don't, all them people that get done like that, 90% of them people sitting in court doing their own research, fighting their own law. Where the lawyers that's going to defend, where the sovereign citizen lawyer that know all that shit, that could walk into a courthouse under contract and say, boom, get him out. Due process. Speed this shit up. You see, it's all good when people want to think about the limited energy. I'm talking about the bigger motherfucking picture. Sovereign is sovereign. U.S. citizen, U.S. citizen. Territory worker, territory worker. But what they cannot fuck with anybody on is that religious belief. That shit was in the Constitution, never to change. Because you can practice whatever religion you want on this soil. But they don't give a damn if you worship a motorcycle. You can practice the religion of worshiping a motorcycle. But that's just your private belief. But if you take that bitch to the Supreme Court and you make the almighty motorcycle the goddamn deity of your life, and these are the rules you and about a million other people go by, guess what? It becomes a thing, baby. It becomes a thing that they can tax. So guess what? They give it a name. They give it a house. They give it standing. You could create lobbyists behind a religious movement. You could create a police system behind a religious movement, Sharia law. Come on, people. Y'all got to pay attention. So that's why I can't understand our Pan-African black leaders, whatever the fuck, because they not telling y'all this. They want to keep y'all with the hashtag, fighting amongst each other, hating the white man, hating this. Ain't no need to hating the white man. Stop fucking with him. He don't want to fuck with you. Stop fucking with him. Come up with a religious system that if they sit up there and say, okay, before I say that, we say they have never passed an anti-hate bill for black Americans. Let's start there. There has not been an anti-hate bill, anti-lynching bill for black Americans. Because we are a group of people. We are consumers. We are a group of people like that. But what if we come up with a religious system and we fall under that religious banner? They will have to create an anti-hate bill, or are you anti this religion in America? Do you know the world will jump up in arms over that shit? Because if they could not one sect to practice spirituality when that's what the majority doing, now you're a tyrant. Now you won't allow me to practice my spiritual belief. Now you're invoking the removal of separation of church and state. So that's how we do it. So that's what I'm saying. People, y'all got to understand exactly where I'm coming from with this. I hope y'all do. I want y'all to share this. I want y'all to turn this to y'all leader. I want y'all to let somebody know and see what the hell I'm talking about. Maybe they can more elegantly put it together than I can. They can more elegantly put it together than I can. I can tell you that. But that's the only way foundational black Americans or black people in America are going to get any leeway if we stop trying to sit up there and fight these people with our fucking dollars and we start fighting they motherfucking ass with a religious energy. They can, yeah, listen, the people that I'm talking to, our black leaders, so-called black leaders, men and women, y'all can sit up there and say this organization religious accept all other religions up under it as a person. Only thing you have to do is just understand that you fall under this jurisdiction of this religion, but you could practice your native language or your native tradition under here, but at the end of the day you're going to pay taxes and homage to this religion here. Do you know, even if you're a practitioner of voodoo and you fall under some foundational black thing, that because voodoo come from Africa too, guess what? They can't touch you. They can't hurt you. They can't raid your house because you could turn that into a religious practice just because you got one altar in that motherfucker. You better learn what Sharia law do. Them people got some sense. You better learn what Judeo law is. Them people got some serious information. You better learn how these Sikhs work that shit. So these Pan-African leaders can't sit up here and tell me, oh, brother, love your sister, love this right here, spend your dollars over here, the hotel, the white man ain't shit. It's good to hear a nigga talking shit to a white man. But goddamn it, are you telling us how to get out of this situation? Or are you selling us a dream to make your pockets thicker? It's a thing to sit up there and make movies like it in colors and give us a sense of pride and heritage. But when are we going to sit up there and get all this moxie inside of us? You're gonna fill us with all this moxie, all this hope, all this divine black power energy, but damn it, you ain't gonna teach us how to defeat the system. A lonely joker like me gonna teach you how to defeat the system. Challenge your black leaders, your Pan-African, your Hotepian, your Comedics, your Ifa, your Voodoo, your Southern Folk Magic, anybody on this bitch that's throwing a tarot card in the name of black energy, challenge they ass to sit at the motherfucking table, come to a collective black American conclusion, and create a spiritual system, work out all the kinks together, and allow every last sector, whatever, to fall up under that bitch right there. And that's what we take to the Supreme Court and make our shit. So when they kill a black man in the street, they have our cards, and this is the religion we subscribe to, and you just killed that religious figure. We don't need a motherfucking black community where black people just spend with black people. That's the tail end result. We looking at the cart before the motherfucking horse energy. What we need to do is get a real motherfucking donkey to pull that bitch that can work hard, unchanging. And the way we get our donkey, the donkey people may sit out there and say, oh, he's calling us an ass. You know, you got weird ass people who want to challenge everything that's good coming to the black people. So let's say our horse, our stallion, we like call it a stallion, and we gonna get our mare, our horse, our stallion to the motherfucking top of the line to pull this horse. That male or that stallion need to be a religious organization, a religious system, not what they've given us over 500-600 years, not what's come out of Egypt as in the form of Islam, not what's coming out of Judeo-Christian as Judaism. We need to come up with a system. The closest thing you had to it was Kwanzaa. And if you can't rock with what he's doing, find somebody with a good damn sense, a good pedigree, a good history, and have him and put the spiritual system behind his ass so nobody could tear his or her ass down. I don't give a damn if a woman created. Damn it, I just need a system for us to follow to where we can lobby and we can call ourselves that, not this. Black Americans, foundational Black American, Native American, Indian, indigenous people, indigo children. That's so cute and fill me with pride, and I love it all the same. But damn it, it's one thing to be called a practitioner of this and give it a cute name and have guidelines and bylaws, and we subscribe to that. They won't be shooting us in the street. We can get money from it. Y'all ain't understanding me here. Y'all don't understand. I'm sick and tired, man. I'm sick and tired of everybody getting money off of black people emotionally. Everybody getting money. Charleston White, he set up there for the first 3 years of his motherfucking campaign. When he came, he said niggas want shit, niggas want that. Then he changed it up and he came to the motherfucking energy that okay, he could get more by speaking to black men shitty about black women. Then he set up there and started talking about a black man ain't shit. He was speaking shitty about black men to black women. Then he reversed that shit. Now he's a fucking celebrity. Now we paying him to downgrade us and talk shit about us. Same thing with all these motherfucking people. We paying all these goddamn bitter ass women to come online and talk shit about the black man, jacking us up about our emotion, and they ain't doing shit for the community. But making a group of women that don't want men, that don't feel like they need men, single. Then we had these red pill, blue pill shit where the man sit up here and talk so much shit about the black woman, doing so much damage to the black man's psyche that's already fragile as it is, telling them we don't need women, we shouldn't do good for them, we shouldn't treat them right. But all these motherfucking people with these platforms and all this big time energy and industry shit they got going on, not one of the motherfuckers coming to y'all ass and say, hey, let's start a religion. Let's put this shit at the table. Let's fall under religious banner. The Jews fell under religious banner and they got a whole motherfucking state. They whooped Palestine ass or beating the shit out of them off of a religious name. It's in the book. Them not the people from that land. They were promised that land through whatever Judeo-Christian text. Not my concern. You see where I'm at with it? Not my concern. But the only way you're going to beat any capitalistic system, any governmental system, if you become a religious movement. And foundational black Americans, you need to become a religious goddamn movement very soon. They can strip the rights away from a black man and a black woman, a Hispanic man and a Hispanic woman, an Indian man and an Indian woman, but they can't strip the motherfucking religious power from any spiritual system. That shit is untouched. Hell, if the Church of Satan could get a religious doctrine and you could be a Luciferian and they can't fuck with you no matter what color creed you is, shit, ain't that something? I thought he was supposed to be the shit that the Judeo-Christians went after. But yeah, they got religious freedom to do what they motherfucking want. Have a church in the middle of nowhere with an upside down cross. Black folks, you telling me you can't do that? You can't sit your ass down at the table from 1 minute of celebrating, enjoying, and joking to come up with something that's gonna save your ass? Keep some skin on your back? We sitting out there paying tributes to these Christian churches in the community that ain't did shit but march when one of us got killed in the goddamn street. They don't even give you can't get a Christian church to pay your light bill without taking out a loan, and they hit you with interest. Now they acting like the bank. So black folks, why can't you do the same? Are you fucking getting it yet? Come up with a spiritual system, and those people under that spiritual system, if they need help paying their water bill, their light bill, their mortgage, have them pay, do what the Christian do what the Islam do what all these bankers do. Loan them the money, have them pay it back with interest. Now you're growing your motherfucking retail, you're growing your motherfucking network. Build nice churches, build nice homes, build this shit right here. Buy land. Buy a whole section. I'm not a black leader. My platform ain't big enough for that yet. But I can tell you this, why Dr. Umar ain't talking about this. Why Tashike ain't talking about this shit right here. Why all these people that can sit out there and teach us about stones and crystals and portals, why they not on this shit? We can add all that shit into the religion. Yes, we believe in stones. Yes, we believe in portals. Yes, we believe in the Anunnaki. Yes, we believe in aliens and shit. All that shit can be written in so pretty, and we take it and lobby that motherfucker. And then we could get our lawyers to represent that, to work for us. We could get our motherfucking lobbyists out there to make laws for us. Sharia law, Judeo-Christianary, Sikhs. I'm just saying. See, y'all ain't ready for this type of talk, black folks. Y'all still want me to get out here and pop my ass and throw my dick around on the camera. That's bullshit, man. That's an attention grabber. Y'all want me to talk about angry man, angry black man, angry black woman. Y'all want that type of shit. Y'all want something to get emotional about in the here and now, but y'all don't want to fight the long motherfucking fight. Y'all don't want to empower y'all true leaders to do what they got to do to get y'all to the next level, get y'all to the top. And the only way you're gonna do it, find that foundational black Americans, your black ass, no matter who wanna come under your banner, you can accept any other culture, creed, or whatever, is to become a religious movement in America. Become a religious movement in this country and watch how unshaken, unbothered, and very highly sought after your dollars will be worth. They won't be killing you in the damn street because they'll be attacking a religious entity, a religion. Now you can get the U.S. Supreme Court to back your ass and burn anything down, no matter how much qualified immunity is out there. Y'all better pay attention to the motherfucking scope. I want to be president of the United States. Lord's willing, I end up being president of the United States. Boy, I'll change a lot of shit. I don't give a damn. You want to be separate from us? Be separate, baby. That's your right. That's your right. Just don't come over here fucking with us, because we ain't going to come over there fucking with you. And I guarantee I'll burn any goddamn religious organization down to shit if they violate that shit by trading on another person's goddamn religious energy. See, that's a good president. That's a good goddamn person, man. All the other shit. Oh, we black. No, we ain't black. We from Africa. No, we ain't from Africa. We from here. No, we ain't from here. We from Siberia. No, we ain't from Siberia. Man, we from Haiti. We from the Caribbean. We from it. So if we can't agree on where the fuck we come from, and where the fuck we gonna land, how about we agree on a religion that all our previous religions could go under, and we become a religious movement in this country? Separation of church and state. They got people Sharia law. They got Islamic law. They got diplomatic immunity on a religious set. Catholicism. They got all this shit. But yet we got to sit up there and say we don't practice voodoo because it's a taboo. Well, what if voodoo fall under that banner? It ain't a taboo no more. It's the way of the motherfucking world, baby. What if Santeria fall under that banner? It ain't no motherfucking hoodoo, juju, hoodoo, whatever. No, that motherfucker is falling under that banner. Don't talk bad about it. You can talk bad about my black ass, but you ain't gonna talk bad about this spiritual system, because we could come at your ass with it. We create our own gods. We can use the other gods from other cultures. Everybody been doing it. Just give them our own name. We could come up with bylaws. We could come up with structured meaning. We could come up with positions for the same thing, like the Pope, all the way down to the motherfucking goddamn altar boys. And the black foundational black American spiritual system to which anybody can join. Y'all better get this shit together, man. Y'all better get this shit together. I'm finna let you go, cause I'm keep in mind I'm a shadow ban YouTuber, so I don't get number 37, 38 motherfucking views and 22 likes and 0 comments, because my shit don't go no further than 300 people, 600 people with 1 or 2 comments on the bitch. That's a shadow ban energy. But I must be speaking the truth, and somebody out there must not be liking what the fuck I'm saying in order for this to happen and take place. But yeah, I just wanted to come at you and say that right there. Thank you, Maisha. Watch it twice for me. This is what I want you to say, Black Foundation of Black American. Don't worry about that skin. Don't worry about your ancestry. Don't worry about that shit. All that shit can be rewritten, and all that shit. And we dealing with a corporation, an entity that can rewrite history to their favor. So how you get that? You create a religious doctrine. You fall up under a religious organization. You get your lobbyists to lobby on your religious behalf. You get your lawyers to be employed by your religious belief. You get those paperwork, you legitimize it with the Supreme Court here in the United States. Don't let them feed you with that shit. Oh, you can practice any religion you want. No, I don't want to just practice my religion. I want that bitch to be mainstream and known. I want to file taxes on that bitch if I choose to work for her. You know, and all that shit there. And once that shit hit, we can get lobbyists. We can get people on our team. We can get motherfucking police we can have that religious organization have its own security for it, to which if we have a community of them motherfuckers there, they can patrol our community. And guess what? The police, the sheriff, anybody who have jurisdiction, they'll have to come and speak to the supervisor of that before they go in your community to hurt anybody, because that 911 call come directly to your phone, because it's in your community that you're policing under your religious belief structures. That can be written in there. These people fall under this religious organization. That way, our religious police officer need to hit them first to make sure they're fit to stand trial in your criminal system. Man, I am not the smartest person on the planet. I'm just thinking outside the box, and I'm thinking what it'll look like for all black people to be inside one good old fashioned protected box under religion. Protect yourself with religion, not your motherfucking culture and weapons. Religion is what's gonna do it for you. All right, everybody, I'm finna let you go. I got some shit to do. I gotta go and get my hair done. All right, everybody, I am the Baron telling you guys to trust you in the universe because at the end of the day, that's all you got. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all, Soul Tribe. Thank you so much. Share this with a couple people that share this with a couple people that can talk a little bit better. I don't mind them taking it. It's the message. It ain't about me. Hopefully they tag me in this shit to get me some old people to follow me and do what I got to do on here. But tag some of these people who talking. Hell, tag Dr. Umar so he can stop bitching about his daughter, the fucked up energy he got going on there, and focus on some real shit. Let's restore his ass. Tag Tariq Nasheed. Tag these people, man, so they can realize how to overcome this motherfucking uh, fuck ass agenda they got going on. And if nobody else start talking about this, people, y'all know that they are the problem. Because I want to be president one day. I just saw the one motherfucking thing that can get black people from being unalive, hurt in the street. I said it. I'm done with it. What's up? What's up? Yeah, he is my birthday twin. We got the same damn birthday. Ain't that a motherfucker? And he should be better than this. Just a wordy person. All right, everybody, I'm finna let you go. I'm the Baron telling you guys to trust you in the universe. At the end of the day, that's all you got. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you all. Soul Tribe. Love you all. Be good.